Hey everybody, Sandman here. I have exciting news to tell all of you today. As of June 1st, 2025, I'm officially a brand ambassador for Multipick and Jimy Longs. That's crazy because I have a dual ambassadorship. I'm representing two lockpick manufacturers, not just one. I really appreciate Multipick and Jimy Longs for this opportunity. Thank you so much. I'm really looking forward to this. I've been wanting to be a brand ambassador for many years now. I've had a few offers with other companies. I've tried to work out some things with other companies, and I just didn't feel like I was a good fit. But whenever I work with Jimy Longs and Multipick, I always feel accepted. I always feel appreciated. I always feel listened to and heard, and I feel like my efforts with them are going to be valued. So I really appreciate this opportunity to represent both manufacturers. That was the condition that I had asked when I approached Multipick, and we had been talking for several years now, and I said, what if we were to do an ambassadorship? What would it look like? And I asked them, I said, whatever it is we decide between us, I want to be able to have the right to use Jimy Longs moving forward. And they said, yeah, that's fine. We like Jimy Longs. And I was like, really? That's awesome. So I reached out to Jimy Longs. I was like, hey man, I was like, we've kind of talked loosely about this. I just talked to Multipick. They said that I could be a brand ambassador for you and Multipick. What do you think? And he was like, wow, that's amazing that Multipick's willing to take you on and let you represent their brand and his brand. That's crazy. It's unheard of. It hasn't been done. And so both of them, they're letting me do it. I'm the luckiest lockpicker in the world. Jimy Longs doesn't have overseas distribution, and I'm trying to help Multipick with my efforts and trying to get them into the hands of North American lockpickers. I think it's a very healthy relationship. Jimy Longs is a very small production, and Multipick is the largest lockpick, locksmith tool manufacturer and distributor in the entire world. Hands down, nobody's larger than them. So I'm very, very appreciative and fortunate that I get to work with what I would call a boutique company, Jimy Longs, and with a tier one, world's largest manufacturer, which is Multipick. So I'm very fortunate for that opportunity. I want to talk to you guys about all the reasons why I chose to be a brand ambassador. And I don't want, you guys to immediately think that I sold out. I get it. Some of you are going to think that. And that does mean I'm not going to be reviewing other companies' products moving forward. I'm just going to be reviewing Multipick and Jimy Longs products, but it gives me more room to breathe and to just be a professional lock picker. I can make more content that is more lock picking involved, in the sense that I'm going to be competing in competitions this year. I have my own locksport group, the Lockpickers United Austin chapter. It gives me room to just focus on bringing content to you on how to pick locks and how to be a better lock picker than just being something you veg out to and like, should I buy this or should I not? I'm going to show you how to use Multipick tools. I'm going to show you how to use Jimy Longs tools. I'm going to show you how to pick all manner of locks. So it's really not a whole lot is changing, other than that my desk where I review product is not 2 feet tall of 15 different brands of product that I intended to review. Now it's literally just 2 brands on there. So I'm very excited about that. So let's talk about why I wanted to be a brand ambassador. When I was a kid growing up, I went to school with three sponsored skateboarders. One was a female, and she was like a year older than me, and 2 guys were actually in my grade, 7th and 8th grade. I went to school with 2 guys. All 3 of these people lived in my neighborhood, because I lived in the suburbs of Denver, Colorado, and Colorado at that time was the home of the X Games, and there were skate parks everywhere. Like the culture for skateboarding was awesome. And so, I was a skateboarder. So watching these kids skateboarding and breaking a skateboard deck every single week, attempting all these tricks. This is before we even had YouTube. This is 1998, 1999, like 97 through early 2000s. So like, this is before we had YouTube. This is before Google was accessible or a thing. This is before, everybody had internet in their homes. This is before everybody had cell phones in their pockets. These kids were professional skateboarders and were sponsored skateboarders. And anytime they broke one of their decks, they'd be like, well, I'm just going to go to the store and get a new one. I think one of them may have been sponsored by a store, but the other 2 were sponsored by actual legitimate companies like Independent or Santa Cruz or something like that. And it was just the craziest thing to see. Like, this guy gets unlimited skateboards. He's in magazines. He gets paid to go to competitions and compete. Like he was a rock star. He was a rock star. As you get older, people get caught in the nuances like, yeah, but they were using him. No, they weren't. You know who's being used? Me spending $150 on a skateboard and then, spraining my ankle on the damn thing a week into it and then pushing it, around town, going to school on it. Like, I bought a product, I got, the $150 out of the product, but these people became so good that their companies saw them and appreciated them. They said, like, we're going to give you free tools. We're going to give you free access to products that haven't been released yet. We're going to send you to competitions. We're going to pay you when you win. Like, that is awesome. And I always was like, man, I want that for myself. And so I grew up not wanting to play guitar because I want to be a good guitar player because I enjoy music. I want to play guitar to be good enough that somebody recognizes me and says, here's a guitar with your name on it. Like, how amazing would that be? And that's how I've always felt with Locksport. I didn't just want to be a great lock picker. I wanted to have lockpick sets with my name on them. And I'm finally there. I'm at that point. And in my career, in my life, I put so much effort over 18 years. I started picking locks in 2007. I started participating in the Locksport community 2009, 2010. I was a locksmith. I started actually giving back and doing things for the Locksport community by creating content for a website formerly known as The Art of Lockpicking, and from 2014 to 2018, writing content. If you read How to Pick a Lock in 2014 to 2018, you were reading my articles. We had the first 5 search results on Google on how to pick a lock. So I started adminning Facebook groups, and then I started my own Locksport meetup group last summer. Like, I'm doing everything that I can to give back to the community and to make Locksport grow. And it's not just about my YouTube channel and me doing reviews and me trying to get you guys convinced that XYZ product is awesome or amazing or is terrible. It's literally just me sharing my love for this hobby, and then these 2 manufacturers seeing how much effort I'm putting into it and seeing how much experience I have to bring to the table and how much influence I have over people that want to know from a credible source, me with 18 years of experience, appreciating me, showing that appreciation and helping me become a part of a team and become a part of a larger purpose bigger than myself. So I've always wanted to be a brand ambassador. That's why I pursued this dream. It's what I want for myself. I don't see it as selling out. I see it as investing in myself, and I see it as them investing in me. There's a lot of companies that want to use your platform, wanted to use my platform to review their tools, but for whatever reason, maybe didn't want to take a chance on me representing their company as a whole. Or there are companies that want you to represent their company, but you're not, what are you going to get out of it in return? Like, it's a small company. They're trying to break through. They're trying to use your popularity and the strength and your influence. And it just wasn't a good fit for me. I feel like it's a great fit with Multipick and Jimy Longs. I really do feel that these are the 2 best manufacturers in all the world. Multipick is absolute, bar none, the greatest manufacturer for lockpick tools and locksmith tools in all of Europe and all of the Eastern Hemisphere. Like, nobody's making anything on not even close to the quality that they're making anywhere throughout Europe, Germany, Asia. Forget about it, hands down. In North America, Jimy Longs, in my humble opinion, makes the best, strongest, most functional set of tools that you're going to find in North America. I think he has the largest selection of profiles to date in North America, and he has the strongest tool steel that's used in the world for lockpicks to date. If there's a stronger tool steel, I'm sure that comes out in the next 5 or 10 years, I'm sure he'll adapt to it and bring it to you guys. But man, like, the guy's a monster. The guy started out of his garage 2 years ago and is now like competitive on the market against everybody else. It's crazy. So I'm really excited to be at the forefront for both of these companies, representing them and using their tools, being a part of prototype testing and product development, market consultation, all of that. I'm so appreciative. Thank you, Multipick, and thank you, Jimy Longs. I wanted to go over a couple other things before I wrap this up. YouTube ads. When I first started my YouTube channel, I didn't have any ads for like 3 to 6 months. I didn't want to have ads. I didn't want to bother you guys with ads until someone said, why are there so many ads in your videos? And I remember actually who said that. It was just, it was Pocket Women, I think. She's like, man, she's like, this video had like 5 ads. And I'm like, I didn't even put ads in the video. I don't have ad revenue. So I signed into a different YouTube account and looked at all my videos, and I was having to watch ads in the beginning, in the middle, and at the end of all my videos. And I'm like, what am I doing wrong? And I found out that when you decide to go into partnership to receive royalty for ad revenue with YouTube, you can decide. It used to be you could decide how aggressive the ads were, how long they were, but now you just get to decide if you want to have ads in the middle of your video, or if you don't want to have ads in the middle of the video. And if you do put them in the middle of the video, you can decide where to put them in the middle of the video. So when I have a 12-minute video of me just picking a lock, the last thing you guys want to do is to watch a freaking 2-minute ad in the middle of that. That's retarded. So I do my best not to ever put ads in the middle of my videos. If I did not accept ad revenue, you guys would be forced to watch multiple ads in the middle of these 10-minute videos. A 40-minute video, I can choose to have 1 ad in the middle of a 40-minute video, where if I didn't have ad revenue, you guys would have 5 ad breaks. So it's in your best interest and my best interest to have ad revenue turn on, so that way I can control how many ads and when and where the ads are being thrust upon you. I'm doing my best, but there's only so much I can do. All of you are gonna get ads regardless, even if I do have the ad revenue turn on or turn off. So that's that. I don't make a lot of money with ad revenue. I'm gonna be completely clear and honest with you. I make about $100 to $150 every other month in ad revenue. Last year, 2024, I made $1,100. The way that works is YouTube automatically takes taxes out of the ad revenue. They send your money direct deposit to your bank account. And then when it comes time for tax season, they send you a letter in the mail, and they send you an email showing you, hey, this is your form that you have to fill out for royalty payments, and this is what you have to report on your taxes, which I do. And so I received $1,100 last year in ad revenue, which I'm grateful for. You guys would have had to see ads whether I did that or not. And $1,100 was about 1/5 of what I spent last year on tools and product for review and in locks, and competing and everything that I did. It's like 1/5 of what I spent last year. So any money that I do make from YouTube goes back into the channel. I wish I had enough money that I could be like, oh, I got paid, let's go out to eat. It's not there yet. Okay. It's not there yet. It's probably never going to get there. So that's why I have ads. That's how much I make with the ads. And that's what I have to work with. I, as a brand ambassador, I am going to be somewhat invested as an entrepreneur. It's going to be in my best interest to try to expand any tools and lockpicks with my name and likeness on them in other demographics, in other markets, and other distributors, because I am going to make a very small percentage of commission on those tools, which I will be reporting taxes on as well. So, but those are reported as royalties because it's just it's based off of consultation and name and likeness only. So I mean, it's not like I'm working or making an earned income. It's royalties, and you pay taxes on that. So that's cool because as a disabled veteran, I'm allowed to make an earned income and I'm allowed to make royalty income, but there's a financial cap on how much I can make as an earned income, but there's zero financial cap on royalty income. I can make as much money as I'm allowed or want, I can make as much money as I want with my efforts through YouTube and my efforts on making a commission and sales for products with my name on them with Multipick or Jimy Longs. And it doesn't interfere with me being a disabled veteran and my income from the VA. So that's another reason why I want to pursue this route. And I really appreciate the opportunity to do that. I initially started out with Sandman lockpick sets. There's 7 of them with Multipick, and I wasn't receiving a commission or royalty on those sets, and I was fine with that. I just wanted to put affordable tools, quality tools in the hands of lockpickers throughout the world, and I was just honored and appreciative that Multipick was willing to do that for me. Moving forward, they gave me the opportunity. They said, how about we work out this percentage, and this will give you the opportunity to be an entrepreneur and to try to grow your platform. This is a financial incentive to grow your platform and to represent Multipick. So I am now officially a professional lockpicker, market consultant, prototype product tester. Like, this is a dream come true for me. Thank you, Multipick, and thank you, Jimy Longs, for this opportunity. I really appreciate it. The hours and time and money spent on the last 250 videos over the last almost 3 years now, 2 years for sure, going back to 2023, cannot be equated enough. There have been times where I've produced a video. Let's say, for instance, a company out of Australia, I do a product review video, 45 minutes. I purchase product with my own money. They may throw in some extra product to be reviewed on discount, but they will send me the product. I wait 2 weeks. I drive into town, go pick it up. I bring it back. I go through it. I product test it for a couple days, if not a week. Sometimes I don't need to product test something because I'm very familiar with it already. And then I make my review, which is usually 30 to 45 minutes. I then upload it to my Google Drive and then download it onto my computer, put it back onto my YouTube, and I mess with the defaults and, add the links and I add the tags that pertain to that product, and then I upload the video, and then I watch the upload party with everybody, and then I have to monitor my social media accounts for every single comment, because people may not like that company's product. People may not like me. People woke up having a really bad day. Somebody woke up in a war zone today, found my video and decided to hate on me, hate on this product, and hate on everybody else in the comments. Somebody may have a legitimate question. Somebody may be new to Locksport and want to know what they should do next. What next lock? What next tool? What next video? And it's exhausting. It's a 3 to 4 hour process to produce one video, and then it's an 8-hour process to deal with the social media reception of that video. So over the next 3 days, there's an accumulation of 8 total hours of me interacting with just comments. And that was definitely for sure when I was dealing with Discord, Reddit, Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube. Like, that's what I was trying to do for the first 2 years. I don't do that anymore. People wonder, why isn't Sandman on Reddit? Why isn't Sandman on Discord? How come Sandman stopped doing this? How come Sandman stopped doing that? Because I was doing everything. I was being stretched too thin and it was wearing on me. And then I also had my own life to deal with. I had my own health issues. I was literally going to 16 different hospital visits, doing, CAT scans and chest scans and all different types of intravenous, scans and all this other stuff that I was doing. And then I also have 15 messages I got to reply to across 3 different platforms of social media every single hour. And if any of those messages are negative, because I have stalkers and I have people that are mentally unwell that follow me, that constantly come after me on my social media, my private email, my own phone. I was getting calls from manufacturers threatening me because I gave them bad reviews. That all adds to the stress of this. Luckily, I have a strong constitution and I have a strong will, and I'm very sturdy. I'm not going to say I'm unshakable, because I'm still human and I still get emotional. I still have emotions, but I'm not a sociopath. I'm not a psychopath. I do this as morally and as ethically as I possibly can, but I have good days and bad days like everybody else. But when you guys have a bad day, I hear about it. When I have a bad day, you seldom hear about it. It's usually a couple weeks after the fact where I make a video and I'm like, man, I spent the last week going in and out of the freaking emergency room and urgent care, But when you guys have a bad day and you hate me and you hate the product that I'm reviewing, or you hate that I don't align with your opinion, I hear all of it. I'm a punching bag for a total of 8 hours after I've produced a video. So I'm done with that. And I'm tired of that. And I really like the idea of streamlining my content to represent Multipick and Jimy Longs moving forward only. I get it. Some of you are not going to like that content because you love using somebody else's product. I'm still a collector. I'm still going to collect other companies' products, but I'm being paid, and it's in my best interest to focus my content and my energy and my time and my effort moving forward to people that believe in me, not people that don't believe in me. There's a lot of manufacturers that want to use my platform and my brand and my logo and my likeness and my effort and my influence and my time and my money and my energy, but very few are willing to prop me up and actually say, yeah, he represents us. And that's way more important to me. I want this. I want this for myself. I'm tired of doing the reviews for 15, 30, 45 different companies. I'm still a collector. I'm still buying a bunch of dumb stuff, but I'm tired of trying to convince people who come to my channel with confirmation bias why this is good. People hate that I will shit on a specific product when I have 14 examples to show you. People want to come here and say, why did you give this jackknife a bad review? I think it's great. I think it's the best jackknife on the market. And I'll ask them, how many jackknives do you own in your collection? They'll say, this is my first. And I'll say, why then do you believe that this is the best product on the market if this is the only one you have and you can't compare it to anything else? And they'll just say, I just like the company. That is the definition of confirmation bias. I will literally show you. I have 18 jackknife tools, 18 of them. I actually have 20. I just found 2 the other day that I completely forgot when I did my video on jackknife tools. I have 20 jackknife tools, and here I am having to explain to you which one I think is the best, and people are still like, I'm not convinced. Those days are done. I'm over it. I'm tired of it. I know that some of you appreciated it, and I appreciate you. But moving forward, instead of trying to convince you on how to spend your money because you should be, you should be capable of doing that yourself, I'm going to show you how to use the tools that I love to use. I love Multipick tools. I love Jimy Longs tools. I'm going to use my time and effort on making you a better lock picker and showing you how to use these tools instead of trying to convince you what tools to buy and why. It's ridiculous. I'm tired of that, and I'm looking forward to just making you all a better lock picker. I've always wanted to have purpose and be a member of a team. I've had the opportunity to go to lockpick manufacturer facilities, like their actual manufacturing facilities. I've had the opportunity to get prototypes that still haven't even come to the market. 2 years ago, companies would send me prototypes of stuff that still hasn't come to fruition. I've worked with companies that you guys think that I would never work with. There's companies that I talk bad about, and I still have collaborated in some way in the past, in helping their prototypes become better because for whatever reason, I've been able to work with everybody, and I'm very fortunate for that. But I never felt like whenever I did a review, one time I did a review of a jackknife tool, and the guy had 75 or around 70 of these particular jackknives in stock. When I did the review, these things were sold out within 2 days. I don't get anything out of that. I got the jackknife tool out of it, but I also put in like $100 purchase on top of the free jackknife. I didn't. It's a good feeling knowing that I have that effect for a company, for an individual, for somebody that's like, man, I don't think this thing's gonna sell. I'm like, let me review it. It's gonna sell, and then it sells out, and they're like, man, I don't know what to do. Like, well, make some more, and then that sells out. Like the greatest feeling I think I ever had was. It was May of I think it was May or June of 2024 last year when Jimy Longs was coming out with 15,000th tools. I spoke to somebody and I said, you know what? Because this guy was like, what do you think of these tools coming out? And I said, these are going to be the fastest selling tools, the most popular tools and the fastest selling tools in the history of Locksport in my 17 years up to that point. And this guy said, I think you're wrong. I think it's a mistake. I think he made a mistake and nobody wants 15,000 tools. And I said, I don't know why you think that. This is what the market wants. And I was like, just watch, just wait. Sure enough, Jimy Longs sold out within 30 minutes. Then 2 weeks later, he came out with the same amount of tools. It was like 250 sets. Sold out within 10 minutes. 2 weeks later, another 250 tools sold out in 5 minutes. 2 weeks later, another 250 tools sold out in 2 minutes. So fast that people had them in their shopping cart, but they couldn't check out because I don't think the website was crashing, but they would put it in their shopping cart and they'd go to check out and it was already gone. And it was something that's never been seen before in Locksport. He sold 1,000 sets of tools inside of 6 weeks, and a cumulative in under an hour. And that was exciting to see. It was exciting to see the excitement for high quality products. And it was exciting to see the excitement for what people thought was a very small demographic or small need, these 15,000 stools. And it was exciting to prove somebody wrong. And that's when I realized that that's when I truly felt that I was underappreciated for my experience and my knowledge and my ability to predict how products are going to be perceived and how well they're going to do or not well on a market. And that's when I started to realize, I was like, I'm talking to the wrong people. I need to talk to different people. I need to put myself in a different circle of trust. And I need to find other people that appreciate my consultation. And so that's what I did. I started consulting for Multipick that summer. They came out with the Sandman lockpick set. Right now, the #1 selling lockpick set from Multipick is the Sandman starter set. It's a 3-tool set. And that was a good consultation, you know, and it's just, I'm very appreciative and fortunate that people are willing to take some of my advice. Not all of my advice is taken and not all of my advice is good. But I'm very fortunate that I'm working with such great manufacturers like Multipick and Jimy Longs. And it's so cool to watch them just absolutely be the best manufacturers in the world. That's very exciting. So I have purpose now. I'm a part of a team and I feel that way. I'm going to end this with something I've already said. Companies want to use your platform and your audience, but they don't necessarily trust you representing them. So just because you have a YouTube channel and just because somebody sends you tools doesn't necessarily mean that a company believes in you wholeheartedly. That's what I love about my relationship with Multipick and with Jimy Longs. Multipick, my relationship with them, I feel like they do have my back. I feel like they do really trust me. I feel like they do really appreciate all the effort that I go into making these videos. I owe Multipick so much. They have given me so much opportunity. They've given me so much product. I still need to do reviews of product that they've sent to me, you know, over a year ago. I apologize. It's just, this will give me that opportunity to do that, especially with Jimy Longs. Jimy Longs is sending me, you know, prototypes and I'm doing the product testing and development of new profiles that have never been on the market, never been seen before. I'm really excited for that opportunity. And it's so good to feel appreciated beyond just having a YouTube channel with a very small subscriber count. I'm not Lockpicking Lawyer. I'm not McNally. I'm not Bosnian Bill. I don't have, you know, 500,000 subscribers, but I don't need to have 1 million subscribers to feel appreciated. And I don't need 1 million products in my room to feel rich. I feel rich and appreciated because I feel that I am backed and supported by 2 quality companies that appreciate me for my skill and for my experience and for my knowledge, not just because I have a YouTube channel. So I really appreciate that opportunity, and that's why I chose to be a brand ambassador for Multipick and Jimy Longs. I hope that makes sense. I don't think there's anything else I need to say for that. We're going back to business as usual, except here's what I have scheduled. We're going to be doing book of the month reviews. I'm still going to do product reviews for Multipick and Jimy Longs. I'm also going to do product reviews for companies that are not competitive against Multipick and Jimy Longs. So if there's a product like Plug Followers, you know, if there's a product because neither company has plug followers as of right now, if there's a product like 3D printed products like for stands that hold your lockpicks, if there's table vices, you know, bench vices, if there's anything that these companies don't produce, I have free reign. I can review anything. That includes soft goods like backpacks, everyday carry. I can get into flashlights and knives if I feel that it pertains to my demographic, all of you. I don't want to change the programming just because I have more subscribers and because, you know, I'm trying to do exclusivity with my brand ambassadors. But I do enjoy collecting bags, soft goods to hold all of my locksport needs. And I do go to locksport, you know, meetups, and I take a lot of different products with me that help me in those meetups and in competitions. I wear dumb things with magnets that I put tools on. So when I'm picking locks in competition, I can just reference the tool really quick. So I really like that. I have a lot of opportunity to pick locks using their tools. I can make video and content on how to pick certain locks, certain security pins. Why do we have 117 different profiles for Multipick? What is the purpose for all of them? And that, as far as I'm concerned, that gives me an opportunity to make 113 different videos. So if anything, this I'm never going to run out of opportunity to review something and to make a video on how to do something, just because I'm with two great companies. It just streamlines the programming and the content that I'm giving to all of you. That's all I have for today, folks. Let me know in the comments down below. What are your thoughts on this? Are you happy for me? Are you sad? No, Sandline's no longer going to review that one company that everybody secretly hates, but they buy anyways. Or no, Sandman's no longer going to spend all his money, so that way I can come to an informed decision and not spend my own money. Like, my ultimate recommendation for all of you guys is, I'm a collector, and people always ask me, should I buy this? Should I buy that? What should I buy first? I've always said, just buy it all. And I know that you can't afford that. I can't afford it either. I always use credit card and I just pay it off over time. I'm always in credit card debt because of it. But guys, just enjoy the hobby. Buy the things that look cool and interesting, and just come up with your own opinion, man. Like, come up with your own educated opinion. Use the product and be like, Sandman was right, or Sandman was wrong. You know, and you don't have to come here and just blast me in the comments, you know, asking me to decide how to spend your money for you. But I do want to show you how to use the tools. I do want to show you how to use Multipick tools. I want to show you how to use Jimy Longs tools. I want to show you prototypes before they, you know, get approved the next week and, you know, become mass produced, you know, products. I want to bring you their products to the table on a regular basis, on a daily basis. So I'm really looking forward to that opportunity. Thank you, Multipick, and thank you, Jimy Longs, and I'll catch you guys next time.